What's good everyone, this is Alex from DopeBoyzMuzic, back with another sample breakdown. Today we are going to talk about a sample from our latest sample pack, Tragico Vol.6. The sample itself is called Tragedy. Let's check this one out. What started this sample was the flute melody. Let's just take a listen to that real quick. And we still even got the VST flute in there. You know, which is what I always do when I create these samples. I try to play the VST instruments as good as I can. And then I send it to actual musicians, but I'm still trying to get my instruments as close to the result as I can so that they have a better reference. So let's just bring up the keyboard real quick. So the melody is very simple. It starts here on G sharp and goes to C sharp. And then we have this in-between thing. And then it basically does the same thing again, just a bit lower. And this is the main melody that basically carries throughout the whole sample. And we also have the chords, which are C sharp minor, F sharp minor, and then we have G sharp 7 back to C sharp minor. You know, it has a classical touch to it, and it also has some sort of B part that we are going to get in later. But this is what started the sample. So we have the keys and the flute playing together. And here we also have this little sus4 chord. You know, it does this da-da-dum. So whenever you have a dominant 7th chord, you can do this. You can play a sus4 first. So basically you take the 2nd note of the chord and you put it up 1/2 step. And then you let the note slide down. You know, it creates a nice lead-in to the next chord. And then we enter the B part where the chords change, and we also have a choir entering. And the guitar. Okay, so what's going on here? First of all, we have different chords. So we have A major 7 to A major 7 B5. And then we have G sharp dominant 7th, C sharp minor. And then it sounds as if it's going to repeat itself, but it goes here, the D major. And then we go to C sharp minor, but with G sharp in the bass. And then we have this sus4 thing again. So it's a very classical chord progression. You know, I found out later that the chords in the 2nd half of this B part are almost the same chords that you can hear in the first movement of Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. So it definitely has a classical touch to it. So for the keys I used this. It's called Cassette Keys 2. The company that made this is called Phonoloop, and it's a very, very dope patch for, you know, it's a contact extension. It has that nice pluck sound to it, you know. And it's layered with a mellotron patch that's just called pianos. And together they create a very dope sound. And we also have this guitar. You know, very dope tremolo sound. And the tremolo, I did it on the computer actually. I used Amplitude 4, and it's just a preset called Calypso. So if you don't have Amplitude, you can also use Guitaric, for example. There's a lot of like amp simulators, and amp simulators nowadays, in my opinion, are very, very good. You can just record a clean guitar into your line input and use this, and it sounds pretty, pretty good. So the guitar also layers the chords. And we also have this choir, as I said. And then we go back to the main part, but now we have the choir and the guitar, and we also have a second guitar that plays the melody. So everything sounds very big when it comes back to the main part. So this is like the chorus of the sample. For the choir, we actually have me singing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 voices. And we also have 4 voices by a female singer that sings on top. So we have 14 voices for the choir. And it's no plugin or anything, it's just self-made with the microphone that you can see here. And then we enter this part, and here we have a rhythm section entering. So, you know, a bit of drums and bass. But it's very subtle. Flute solo. And this is the drum track. And for this bass track, I used Trillion, and the patch is called Muted Trilogy R&B. So it's a nice, you know, electric bass. And there's also this wah-wah guitar entering. And this is, in my opinion, the coolest wah-wah patch I have if you want to play a wah-wah guitar on a keyboard. So this is called Grindhouse. It's another Contact add-on. And the patch is called Superfly Mod Wheel Wah-wah Guitar. And what it does is, you know, it's a decent guitar patch, but you can control the wah-wah with your mod wheel, as you can see down here. And the reverb and everything makes it sound really, really good. The raw patch itself always reminds me of like a Dr. Dre song for some reason. And we also have this pad sound entering from the Juno 6. It just carries things a bit. I feel like the pad sound is like a sound that you can almost not hear if you don't know it's there. For the repetition, we have a tremolo guitar. And this is also a real guitar, played by my wife. You know, after the editing, I tried to make it sound a bit old, and now it has that Godfather vibe, you know? And for the end, we basically go into the B part again, but the flute plays some sort of solo on top of it. Or plays a different melody. And that's basically it for this sample. So I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you did. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.